Be teaching you about seasons and how they work: fall, spring, summer, and fall or winter. Okay, so as you can see, this is what the seasons look like. So this right now this is so if you think about it, if let's say this is north hemisphere, this is south. This would be summer for south, but it will be winter for the north. And because the sunlight is toward the south, because the tilt right here. And so, as you can see, if this is the Earth, this is the Sun. If it's tilted, and this part is the North, and this is the South, and it's tilted like this. This is summer for North, because the Sun is mostly pointing towards the North, and when it turns, it's still the North, like that. It's more like, or this, sorry, it was like this. The Sun is pointing to the North, and when it rotates, eventually you will come across where it becomes like this. North is facing up, and the Sun is, and this is facing kind of up still, and the Sun is right here. It's not going to go all the way to the north. It's going to point to the south, so the south will get more sunlight, and this is summer for south, this is summer for north. So that means in June, summer is for northern hemisphere, and it's winter for the southern, and it's opposite for December. And so that means spring and fall will basically just be the same climate, because it won't be really like tilted. It will still be tilted, yes, but the sun will go in both directions. Well, not like directions, like both hemispheres actually. But the northern and the south pole will still get not a lot of sunlight, and it's called indirect sunlight. Okay. And for example, can you see that? Okay, so if the tilt is like this, you can see the sunlight is more towards the southern, because this part of the north is not getting that much sunlight. And it would be the same for if it was opposite. And the tilt is the axis, and so while the Earth is doing it, it revolves around the Sun, and that takes 365 days, and sometimes 366. So every day, here's the Sun, here is the so every day. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Okay. just okay. So every day the Earth rotates on its axis, so it will revolve around the sun, but it won't go just every day. It won't revolve around the sun. It will rotate on its axis, and every day it will look like this. There's one rotation, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days, 10 days, 11 days, 12 days. Or it really would be like one day, 2 days, and then 30 days later it'd be right here. Because as the day ends, it will be rotating. Can I have the flashlight? Yeah. So, here is the day. So as you can see, the eastern part of the well, it might autoflip. I don't know if I have it on or not. So the eastern part, which is right here, it's day, and as you move the sun, the eastern part is going into night in the west. So I'm gonna mark my finger on the or I'm gonna mark a little.
Right now, this would be summer because the sunlight is directly shining on the hemisphere.
Okay, so I have a little eraser. Okay, night. Just pretend now, or day, as it's going around. Then that's in night. Ecuador. So, as the Earth rotates on its axis, one side, particularly the Western Hemisphere, will get sunlight like this, and then when it rotates, the eastern part then gets the other part. So that was day. Seasons is the same thing, except instead of just days, it's a fourth of a year. So that looks like this. Boom. 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 Or boom. It's just like that. So seasons are a quarter of a revolve as the Earth revolves around the sun. So that means that the oh wait, never mind. Okay, so I thought I wasn't recording and so the sunlight, so seasons happen as the tilt goes. So this is the season. Imagine this is summer. This is fall. This is winter, and this is spring. And seasons happen because one hemisphere, either the northern or the south hemisphere, they have sunlight. They have one of them has more sunlight based on the tilt. So that was seasons, and then a year is a full not rotation. When the Earth revolves around, so like
we've got a half hour left.
the
It's not a good decision.
Hold on, I lost my thought. Oh yeah, so a year is 4 seasons. It's when the Earth revolves around the Sun, a full rotation. It takes 365 days, and there's seasons there's seasons during years, and there's days during seasons, and then there's hours and then there's weeks during months or seasons, or months during seasons, weeks during months, days during weeks, and then hours during days, minutes during hours, and then seconds every minute. That didn't really have anything to do, but so as you know, that's it. A year is when the Earth revolves around the Sun. So what's the weather like in Ecuador? So that's a question, and usually it's actually very, very warm, because if you look right here, wait, I'm just gonna move my face out of the way. Okay, so if you look at if you look right, so Ecuador is right here. It's running across, and then you can even see, because Ecuador. Or you can just search up here. I'll just search up South America. We'll see where Ecuador is. Sorry, just give me a minute. Ecuador, so it's usually very warm. So here.
Who's sitting here?
It's kind of blurry, but it's right there. Ben. So right here you can see Ecuador, and if you go on this map, you can just see it's right here, but the line is covering it up. And since the equator is right on it, it will usually get lots of sunlight, and the days are longer, because if it's always in the middle, it's always, since it's like, it's in both hemispheres, kind of. It's in southern and northern, so it's always warm weather, because it's never really like a winter, because if it's winter in south, because if it's winter in the southern hemisphere, and then it would still be pretty cold, but it's just that since part of it's it's more by the northern hemisphere, that means it's as you can see, it runs through the northern hemisphere, so that means it has in some of Ecuador, it has summers when southern hemisphere has winters, and that kind of isn't that I kind of stuttered, but so the Ecuador is right here, and for spring and fall, it will be very hot, because the direct sunlight, in spring and fall is always like directly there, so that means spring and fall, since the sunlight is pointing toward the equator, then then it will be warmer there. So that was my explanation.